On two wheels this week, a ride on KTM's Super Moto, the 620 Duke. Wayne travels to Harwich to meet a biker with a tale to tell. But first, it's off to a quiet village near Oxford.
Well, welcome to Cassington. Cassington, you're saying? Where's that? Well, it's just outside Oxford. But having known that, why are we here? Well, we're here for a bike meet, but it's a bit of a secret. In fact, it's so secret, I can't see any bikes at the moment, or not very many.
Well, there isn't so many people around, not so many motorcyclists around. And they did say the Red Line pub opposite the village green. But then again, the Red Line pub, that's the most common name for a public house in the whole of Great Britain. So it could be completely the wrong place. Who cares?
Well, it is actually the right place because this is the village green and this is the beer tent behind me. Very, very empty at the moment, but I guarantee that very soon this whole village will be full of motorbikes. See, I told you there'd be lots of bikes here eventually. It is the right place, and the man who knows exactly what's going on is Jeff Ives. Jeff, just tell me what this do. What's it called, this do?
Bike Night.
Bike Night?
Just Bike Night.
Right, but tell me the name of the what is
British Motorcycle Riders Club of Oxford.
BMRCO.
Yeah,
that sounds
you're
like
break it to song, tune, aren't you?
It sounds like a 1970s disco song to me.
I wouldn't know, I'm not old enough to remember.
Oh, give it over. Right, British riders, but they're not just British bikes,
No.
eh?
We're all motorcyclists this night.
Right, so how did it start this?
In 1978, there was a chap who had a British bike, wondered if there were any more out there because in those days British motorcycle was about the lowest form of motorised transport.
Right.
And so he put an ad in the local paper to have a meeting at a pub. It wasn't this particular venue, and he got several hundred. And then the British Motorcycle Riders Club was born.
Right.
On Bike Night in 1978.
Right, so this is the 21st birthday this week.
Oh yeah, isn't it just?
Eh?
You bought us a cake?
No, we haven't. No, we brought you the rain from Manchester.
No, boy, this isn't rain. Last year was rain.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, right. But this is still a good turnout. It's a bit damp, but it's good.
Yeah.
So what's the typical number? Do you count them?
No, you can't count them because people are coming and going. Estimate in 96 was 4,000.
4,000?
You've seen the video.
I have seen your video, yeah. It's very, very impressive. So, I mean, we've got trams, BSAs, and we've got everything, you name it. And of course, all the Japanese and Italian, everything else is here as well.
I've got to make a confession. I'm on an Italian bike tonight.
Oh, yeah? Go on, what are you on?
Yeah, Mackie.
Oh, right. Flipping it, that's a rare thing, isn't it? Yeah. But, I mean, there's a competition going on as well here, isn't there? I've noticed.
Well, there's a light-hearted competition. It certainly ain't a concourse. We don't do that. We look for one of the bikes we look for is called a Survivor, right. And that will be, it won't be a scrap heap, but it'll be close.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, there's a little bit of friendly, I won't call it competition.
Right.
Certainly won't call it competition.
Fair enough. Right. One thing I must ask you, because we were here early, and it was quiet. It was a village green and a country pub, and it was beautiful. And then all of a sudden, all the bikes arrived. But it's a bit secretive, this, isn't it? You don't advertise or anything. So how? Just tell me about that side of it.
Well, we don't advertise. You're right. In fact, the magazines who are involved, there's one magazine involved across there, are sworn to secrecy. We do not advertise Bike Night.
Right.
Can you imagine what would happen if we advertised?
Yeah.
This is a village, people have got to live here.
Exactly. I was going to ask you about the locals. What's their reaction? Are they happy about it?
Oh, he put the rateable value up, this has. In fact, they love it. I did an event for Porsche cars at the end of May here. Not the same numbers, but a lot of Porsche cars. The village love it. They're a real bunch of petrol heads, these people are.
Right. So it's a secret. So how are we going to find out about next year?
Well, don't tell anybody, will you?
No, I won't mention it.
Oh, good. It's the last Monday in June.
Right. Okay.
Always.
Smashing. It won't go any further?
No.
Okay, smashing.
That's
Cheers,
good.
BMRCO, I haven't got a flipping clue. British motorcycle, can't remember. Anyway, British bike, CCM. You think of sort of old classic oily things even, but no, CCM. Blackburn, up in Lancashire, classic machine, although it has got a Rotax engine which is Austrian. Then we've got this Honda made in, I'm not quite sure which part of Lancashire that's made in.
Well, forget Wayne and his jokes about Hondas from Lancashire. This one is from England. Wolverhampton Sunbeams used to be made. This one, twin cylinder, overhead cam, shaft drive, and look at these for tyres. Hayabustas have got nothing on this. Another British bike, almost criminal for this to be in the rain because it's absolutely immaculate. A Norman, not as in French, but in British. Little Villiers 2-stroke engine, 250cc. Nice leading link forks there, but look at the attention to detail. Aluminium headstock, quick release tank filler there, sculpted tank, swinging arm rear suspension, absolutely brilliant. And of course this was in the days when you could ride a Norman without getting locked up for it. Now here's a stylish bike for you. This one was actually designed by Craig Vetter, an American. He was commissioned by Triumph to make something special out of the Trident. Now this one uses a 3-cylinder motor, actually out of the BSA Rocket 3, slightly inclined forward. These are real anorak details, but I know that Paul and Wayne are really going to appreciate this. But then he had this very distinctive bodywork sweeping through from the front down there into this little seat unit. And lots of bikes have copied this ever since. And then down to a very distinctive 3-pipe exhaust here. It looks very fruity from the back, and it was quite the business. Very limited production numbers, and so this is a bit of a rarity.
It's all right for you lot under there. See the cameraman here, folks, you won't believe it, but he stood under a brolly. He's got, and the sound man, but my Uncle Jeff's here. Hey, marvellous, dedicated. Thanks very much, Jeff. Hold it still a second now. Peter camera, very important, because I'm a professional, you know that, don't you?
Oh, I thought you were just talking to yourself. Oh,
no,
sorry.
I often do. I am, yes. What I was going to say now, you see, people are dedicated now. Dedicated. They've come here, friends of the family and everything, friends of the landlord, and they've come to make the burgers and the barbecue and the steaks and everything. Would you believe, for a steak or a burger or a hot dog, you can get any of them for £1. Good value for money. A little damp mine, but good value for money. Bill, can I have a burger, please, mate?
You must be joking.
People come from far and wide to this Bike Night event, and here's a motley crew. Where have you come from, you guys?
Birmingham.
Birmingham. Just for this?
Just for this.
So what's the attraction? What's the attraction for you?
Heidi.
She's the attraction, he just said. So what's the attraction?
Oh, well, I just came with these, like the bikes, lots of people.
It's bike night.
Drink,
it's one night a year.
Night, yeah, one night a year.
One night a year in this area. It's got to be come. It's got to go.
Right. Well, it's good. I think it's great. So,
Shame about the rain.
The real attraction. Yeah, the real attraction.
Proving that we're hard bikers because it always rains down here.
Exactly.
And we have to get it.
Exactly. So do you guys, this is the British Bike Riders Club of whatever it's called. I can't remember the name. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's the one. Do you ride British bikes?
Don't be stupid. In this weather.
Right. But you don't mind, you still get accepted, we're all one together?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And
Bikes are bikes.
Bikes are bikes, exactly. And the beer's good, is it?
The beer's excellent.
Well, it was until you started interviewing us, now it's getting watered down.
Do you know what's great about these old bikes? Apart from everybody wants to have a good look at them and look closely about all the detail, because it is beautiful, is it's tax-free. It costs you now. As long as it was registered before 1973, you can ride it on the road for nothing, which means as long as it's as old as I am, I'm cheap. Very, very cheap.
Lots of bikes attracting lots and lots of attention, mainly old British stuff, but look at this 750 Yam with a complete difference. Stuart McDowell, you're the proud owner of this. Have you done this? Have you built this?
No.
Right.
A guy called Hank in Wales built it.
Yeah.
He was in the NCC.
So has he built it to your spec? Have you designed it, or how have you come across
he
it?
designed it all himself.
Right.
He wanted a bike that was totally unique, and it's the only bike that I know that's only got a single swinging arm on the front, which is why he built it. There's hardly anything holding the engine inside the frame apart from 4 bolts at the bottom. It's totally a one-off.
It's completely a one-off, totally unique. But I mean, did he have it for sale? Did you buy it off him, or how did you come to own it then?
Well, I saw it when I was 16 in Backstreet Heroes.
Yeah.
And then I was buying the magazine yearly, and last year it was for sale, about that big in the magazine. And I phoned him up, and he said, yeah, it cost a lot of money to build. I won't go in how much it cost, but it cost a lot. And then I went up to see him, and he offered me a reasonable price, so I got it just before Christmas.
So you saw it when you were 16, and it took you all these years to get to it, own it. I'm not trying to say you're old or anything, so no. Right. It looks fantastic. How does it ride?
It's all right. It's it's built more for cruising and straight line racing, if you like. It's not really built for hacking around corners.
I wouldn't think it'd be very good on roundabouts.
No, it's all right if you've got big ones, but it's a nightmare if you've got small ones.
Right.
But it keeps up all right with sport bikes, don't worry about that.
Sure it does, right. What are you going to do with it now? Keep it forevermore?
No. I haven't told Hank this yet, but it's good time. No, now's a better time, I suppose. Because it's going to be year 2000 next year. It's going to be called the Millennium Bug and not the Fly.
Oh, right.
It's going to be still a Fly, but a cyborg, metal one. And all the switches are going to be sensitive touch. It's all going to be brought up to spec for the year 2000, really. But it'll always be Hank's bike, and that's how I want it to be.
Beautiful weather, this real biking weather, the things we do for you. Anyway, this is Cassington. What started off 21 years ago now as a British bike meet has turned into this. And it's an impressive meeting. It's even impressed Wayne.
But I genuinely have been impressed. Although it's a miserable evening and some people have set off in the bad weather to come here, it is a fantastic atmosphere. People are thoroughly enjoying themselves. A lot of chinnying going on, a lot of bike comparisons. It's fantastic. But the original theme was British bikes. Well, I take the mickey a bit about the old British classic machine, and there's some bikes here 60, 70 years old or whatever. But let's not forget that Triumph still produce motorcycles. There is still a current Triumph British motorcycle manufactured. Take this baby for example, this beautiful 1200 Triumph, brand new, only a few miles on the clock.
And that brand new Triumph is full and packed with the latest technology, but if it is the old technology that you're into, then it's here somewhere. I've seen bikes here that I never even heard of. There was that Norman. Whenever were they made? I've never heard of him. These Jameses, AJSs, Matchless, Ariels, BSAs of course, very old Triumphs, Rudges, you name it, there's one here somewhere. And all the owners are here somewhere, and I'd love to find them so they could tell us all about the bikes, but they're all in the beer tent over there because it's chucking it down. So I'll go and have a chat with them, and I'll leave you to look at the bikes. Coming up after the break, a ride on KTM's 620 Duke, and Wayne travels to Harwich to meet a biker with a tale to tell. There are one or two bikes around today which seem to be getting themselves reputations as being hooligan tools. Maybe a GSXR 600. Or perhaps even Suzuki's 1200 Bandit. Well, here's another one that seems to be getting that reputation. It's a KTM 620 Duke. The Duke was launched back in 1994, and it was one of the first machines to roll off the production line as a true supermoto. As we all know, a supermoto machine is basically a motocross type bike which has been adapted for riding or even racing on the tarmac. Now, the only similarities between this and a motocrosser are the frame and the engine. It's a 4-stroke single cylinder, which is actually 609 cc's and not 620 as the name suggests. But it's the same motor that KTM use in their LC4, which is their enduro type, motocross type bike. Very, very competitive machine. And as far as similarities go, that's it. Everything else is designed for the road. So if it's a road bike, it needs to have a speedo. And look at this for a speedo. Speedo and rev counter here, where the numbers actually get bigger in size the further round the needles go. Yeah, it's good, isn't it? All that's missing off there perhaps is a couple of smiley faces. But don't worry about smiling faces. This bike is guaranteed to put a smile on the face of any rider. It's not slow. A top speed of 110 miles an hour would become rather uncomfortable after a while, but it can plod along all day at between 90 and a ton, providing you can stand the vibrations coming through the foot pegs. The power delivery is a little gruff and lumpy below 3,000 revs, but after that, things get much better until the power starts to tail off at about 7,000. 45 brake horsepower may not sound too impressive, but when you realise that this machine only weighs a touch over 140 kilos, it's more than enough to have an absolute ball. If you look at any supermoto bike, you'll usually find a big, hefty front brake. Well, just look at the size of this one, missus. Look at that, 320mm disc there. Big, isn't it? Being gripped by this Brembo 4-pot caliper. Very, very good brakes, very sharp, great stopping power. Helps, of course, by this steel braided hoses as standard on this, with a nice plastic coating. So the front brake should never really get soft or saggy at all, spongy or anything like that. Well, we're at the front, upside down forks, pretty good. White power suspension on this unit tucked away there underneath the seat. And if I just tip it off its main stand, you'll see that it's quite a long travel on the suspension on this. This is a road bike, remember. 160mm of travel on the front, and at the back is 170mm, which is much more than your standard road bike. But it's stiff enough to let you know what's going on with the tyres, but it still manages to give you a fairly smooth ride over a bumpy road. But if you take my advice, you'll avoid the bumpy roads and head for the nice, smooth, twisty bits. The Duke can't live with sports bikes when it comes to straight line acceleration, but it can scratch round bends with the best of them. The small headlight fairing is surprisingly efficient at directing the worst of the wind blast away from your chest. The seat is fairly roomy, and the position of the foot pegs make long journeys a pleasure, providing you can stand the vibrations coming through your boots. Although with a tank capacity that only allows about 80 miles before switching to reserve, you'll never go too many hours before being forced to stop. The fuel capacity is the only thing really wrong with this bike. It does everything else pretty well. Nicely finished, quite well built. Nice spoked wheels there on 17-inch rims, very smart. And a nice smart stainless steel exhaust system. Well, we're talking about exhaust, just come and have a look round here. Now, if ever there was a case for having a small number plate, surely that's it. Look at that, it's melted it. But anyway, now a new KTM will cost you about £6,500, so they're not a cheap bike. You can get an import for about 5/8, save a few quid. But they have been around since 1994, so you could pick up a decent second-hand one. This particular model is a 1995 M registered, and this would cost you at dealers about £3,800, £3,900, so a bit less than that if you buy them private. But it's worth possibly avoiding a very early Duke 1994 because they didn't have an electric start. That came a little bit later, so that's well worth considering. So there it is, the Duke. Is it the ultimate nutter's bike? I think it might be. You want to try it, see what you think.
Now I've come an awful long way tonight to meet this fella, Pat Wicks, and the reason being is he owns a motorcycle by the name of a Dot motorcycle that was originally introduced from a factory in Manchester. Now this is a very rare beast, is it not, Pat?
It is that, sir, it is.
Tell us about how you came across this after having got rid of it.
Oh, well, I just, I had it when I was a boy, and then I got married and I sold it. And then...
Hang on a minute, let's just backtrack a bit here. Got married and you sold it. What was the reason for that?
I sold it to get married.
To get married, just
right.
for the Wonga. We needed a few quid to get married.
Yeah.
A dedication to your wife.
That's it, something like that, yeah.
She obviously loves you very much.
Yeah, I still got her.
Oh, good on you.
Yeah.
Right, now then, so we've sussed that bit out, and we lost the bike then because you flogged it.
Yep.
How did you come across it again?
Well, I was talking to a gentleman one day. I was doing a job for him, and I told him all about my bike. And I said to him, you know, is there any way you can trace them? And he said, no, basically. Because back in them days, there was no computers or anything, so it wasn't...
This is a gentleman in one of them very tall hats and that.
Do I have to answer that one?
No, but we know what you're getting at.
And he did me a favour and he found it somehow or other. And a chap up in Aldeburgh brought me number plate.
Where's up in Aldeburgh then? How far away is that from here now?
It's about... Aldeburgh. I don't know, 50 mile away.
So that is remarkable, because it could have been anywhere. If at all. It might never existed. But it existed and it wasn't far away from you. No. So what did you do then, mate?
Well, I ended up going 15 miles. That's how far it was away from me.
Yeah.
15 miles away. I went down and saw the man. And we come to a gentleman's agreement. And when I proved to him that, because he still had my original logbook.
Yeah.
And everything. And when I told him if he looked in the number plate, he would find my name and address and who I was in it, which he did. I proved to him that I did own it and I would like it back. The gentleman sold it back to me.
You parted with it for what amount of money?
About £120, £150 in 1964.
Right, so say 150 quid.
Yeah.
How much did you part with to get it back?
Before I started renovating?
Yeah.
2,500.
Woo! And now, I mean, it must be worth quite a lot of money in respect that it could be the only one left on the road.
Could be.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's obviously worth quite a lot of money. You've insured it for appropriately the right amount of money.
Yeah.
Pat, it's a great story. I love it. It's a passionate story, and I'm sure people out there on our programme love the idea of you losing the little baby to get wed, successful marriage, been there ever since, haven't you? And got your bike back. It's a great story, and I hope you keep it forever and you don't have to sell it.
I'm not going to sell it.
Good on you.
It's not for sale. Not even at any silly price. It's not.
I won't offer you any either.
No. Well, nobody would.
But you're not going to take American Express with this, are you?
No. No.
On Two Wheels next week, we join hundreds of bikers on a charity mission. Also, a look at Ducati's 748 and the bits you've asked to see again, some two-wheel cock-ups.